guys, Carolina here from Asleep at Last. Welcome to another one of my videos. Please remember to subscribe to my channel to be notified of when I do new videos. Hit like if you enjoyed this video, and all the links to my freebies and my social media channels where I answer your questions every week are in the description below. So this video is talking about how to drop that third nap. So going from 3 to 2 naps, this happens around about 6 to 8 months. So it does vary. In my experience, it can happen as early as 6 months and as late as 8.5 months, but it's usually gone completely by 8.5 to 9 months. This nap is probably the easiest of all the naps to drop, to be honest with you. It should be really short by now. So if you've got kind of like a 6-7 month old who's still having 45 minutes for that third nap, and you are suspecting that they need to drop it, I would definitely cut it down first. You want to get to the point where the nap is about 10 to 15 minutes before you actually drop it. This third nap is only a power nap. It's not a biological nap where they're actually really genuinely tired. It's an enforced power nap to kind of get them to bedtime not overtired. So ideally at this age, they'd be waking from their lunch nap around about 2:30, 3 o'clock at the latest. And then you want to pop them down for this nap around about 4:15, 4:30 to be awake by 5 o'clock at the latest, in order to put them to bed by sort of 6:30, 6:45. Signs that this nap needs to drop are, there's various different things. One of them can be suddenly taking less at the lunch nap. So if they've always consistently had 2 hours for the lunch nap, and suddenly they're having they're waking after an hour and a half and will not go back to sleep, that is a sign that that third nap is not needed. Another sign is that they are waking up in the night. So if they suddenly start waking up in the middle of the night and staying awake for a period of time in particular, that again is another sign that it needs to be cut back or dropped. The other sign as well is early morning wakes. And the reason for all these wake ups is because your baby only needs so much sleep across a 24-hour period. So if they're having too much of that, they will steal that away from somewhere else. So whether that be the lunch nap or the nights, they will suddenly start they don't need as much sleep as you're giving them. So there will be a wakeful period somewhere. So the best thing to do, like I say, is to cut it back. So often as well, if you're not sure if it definitely is the third nap, that's why you've got to be careful not to just drop it completely, because it might not be the third nap that's the issue. It might just be that they're going through a growth spurt and they need an extra feed at night now, or it might be that they're just going through a development leap and they're just waking up to excitedly practice their new skill. So I'd always say wait sort of a week to 10 days before you do anything to see if it just subsides. If after a sort of 10 days it's still there, you're still struggling with those wakeful periods and they weren't there before, and you're confident it's not hunger, illness or anything like that, then cut the nap back. So like I say, if they're having more than 10-15 minutes, you want to cut it back by 10 minutes sort of every few days. See if that helps, because it could just be that it just needs a little bit of tweaking. If that's still not working after a few days, cut it back by another 10 minutes. Get to the point where you've got 10-15 minutes still waking up, cut it completely. They don't need it anymore. You need to just get it gone. Once you have cut it, they will be tired. They will struggle to get to bedtime. So you can let them sleep a little bit longer in the lunch nap if they'll take it. So let them have 2.5 hours instead of 2 hours if they normally have 2 hours, or let them have 2 hours if they normally have an hour and a half. And often babies won't take this though. They won't take any more sleep. So what I always advise is to bring bedtime forward. So put them down to sleep by 6 o'clock in the evening. So get them down just before 6 o'clock in order for them to be asleep by 6 o'clock. And this just helps, to manage that transitional period where they're getting used to not having that third nap, but they're not quite able to get to their normal bedtime without being overtired, and it ensures that you don't then put an overtired baby to bed in the evening, and that's going to cause, night wakes as well. So Bring the bedtime forward. Do this for a good few weeks before bringing bedtime back slowly, and you'll know when they've adjusted. You know, it takes a few weeks for our bodies to adjust, and you'll know yourself. They won't be quite as grumpy in the afternoon. They maybe are not they start not falling asleep at 6 o'clock as soon as you put them to bed, and that's kind of a sign that you're ready to kind of push that bedtime back again towards a more reasonable hour. And that's kind of it for the for dropping the third nap. Like I say, some babies drop it as early as 6 months. That's kind of on the lower end of the sleep needs scale. On average, most babies drop this nap around between 7 and 8 months, to be honest with you. And then you can just focus on them having the 2 naps, one short one in the morning and one longer one in the afternoon. I hope that was useful, guys. Please hit like if you enjoyed this video, and remember to subscribe. Thanks, guys.